Nevada's unemployment rate remains the highest in the nation, more than a percentage point above the national average. It's been more for top states for more than 3 years now.
New numbers that were released today show the state's unemployment rate hovering at about 5.4%. Las Vegas added 4,200 jobs.
So with jobs added, why aren't locals getting hired? Fox 5 getting some answers tonight. Kim Passoff is live with findings of the new UNLV report.
Yeah, UNLV researchers have studied local employment trends for decades, but they say that this survey is different because they directly asked unemployed individuals about their job search, and many say that they are having a hard time. UNLV's Center for Business and Economic Research closely tracks Southern Nevada's economic indicators. Their Nevada Job Seeker Survey targets Nevadans ages 18 and older, unemployed but seeking employment. New unemployment numbers show the leisure and hospitality industry saw a loss of 1,800 jobs in July. The survey found that more than half of respondents wanted to change industries, favoring hospitality, transportation, and administrative roles. Only about 15% of job seekers were interested in working in healthcare, an area where workers are in demand, the state's fastest growing job field. In Clark County, job seekers reported a lack of suitable opportunities, despite a record of strong regional job growth. That suggests a mismatch between what job seekers want and what employers are looking for. And the findings of this new survey will be used by employers in both the government and private sectors to help connect those job seekers with available jobs. Reporting live tonight, Kim Passoff, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
And during the pandemic, unemployment for Nevada was the highest ever recorded. Nearly a third of all Nevadans were out of a job.